Welcome to the ENACT web app. The app is for creating and sharing multimedia content about cultural activities. We call these ENACT activities. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to use ENACT activities created by other people. I'll show you how to engage with the social aspects of the app, and I'll show you how to author your own ENACT activities. Click a link on screen to choose where you want to go. Otherwise, keep watching for the full tour. Okay, let's get started. You probably already know that the home page features the ENACT activity content. You might have also noticed that this content is listed in a menu located on the left of the screen. This should make it easy for you to find content you're interested in. All the ENACT activities share the same basic structure. Let's take a closer look at one of the ENACT activities and I'll explain. I'll choose the baking bread activity. First, we're given some context about the activity. In this case, we can watch a video which tells us about different types of bread. The next part of the activity helps us understand key vocabulary. In this case, we're presented with an image of kitchen items and ingredients. Clicking a plus symbol gives us the text name of the item or ingredient, and if there's a speaker symbol, we can click this to hear the pronunciation. The next stage is to inform us of how to do an activity. In this case, we see a slideshow about how to bake bread. Following this, we have some content which tests what we've learned. In this case, there's a quiz I can try. Now might be a good time to stop the video and explore the available ENACT activities. People who register on the app and log in get more options. Registering is easy. Just click on the Create New Account link. Create a username, enter an email address and create a password, and then you're ready to go. You can now engage with the social side of the app by leaving feedback about each activity. Note that you can't access the comments from the home page, but instead you must select the activity either from the side menu or by clicking its title from the home screen. On the off chance that you find something broken or offensive, use the links below each activity to bring this to our attention. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can create your own ENACT activity. This demonstration will be about creating an origami boat. I've created some demo resources which you can use to create your own version of this activity. You should find a folder you can download beside this video. Unzip the folder and open it, and you should find a README file and then a couple of folders which has some multimedia content we're going to use. It's worth saying, whenever you're going to author an ENACT activity, you want to create your content first, or the resources that you're going to use whilst generating the activity. If you open the README file, you will notice that there's a set of instructions which you can follow, which basically will help you replicate this demonstration I'm about to give. And like I say, inside these folders you'll find some images which you're going to need and some audio files as well. So let's get started. From the home page on the app, click the Create ENACT Activity tab. You then may need to select ENACT from the drop-down menu. With ENACT selected, you'll see an authoring form. We're going to enter the information in here following the prompts on screen. So first, we're going to name our activity. So I'll call this Colin's Origami Boat. I'm then asked to select a media type from the menu below and use it to create an introduction giving a sense of the activity's context. And I have a few choices. I'm going to select interactive video for this one. And then this dialog pops up here where I can add a video. So if I click the plus symbol, and I can paste in a link to a YouTube video. I've already sourced an origami video on YouTube, which I think gives a good sense of context. You might want to create one yourself, that would be even better. For now, I'm just going to copy the URL from YouTube and paste it in here and press insert. And my YouTube video should be available for me to add interactions. This is essentially adding data on top of the video, which users should find helpful. I can play the video and I can add this extra content at any point I want. So I'll play the video for a minute and then I'll just pause it to give a demonstration of how to add content. So I'll pause the video there and I'll add a label, removing the default text and simply writing, here is what an expert can create. And we'll see we now have this label on screen. Here's what an expert can create. Anytime someone plays the video, they'll see this pop up on screen. I'll scroll down to the next part of the authoring stage. The second stage is to teach people important words used in the activity. And if we have a look at the drop-down menu here, there's two types of content we can use to present this information. So I'm going to choose image hotspots, which again, this is something that's guided in the instruction set, which you have. And it asks me to add a background image. Well, if you have a look in the folder, we have pre-task part 2. If you look in this folder specifically, there's an image called boatvocabulary.png. I'm going to select that one. So add image, and I'll browse and I'll open that one. And then I'm ready to add my hotspots on top. So if I scroll down, here's my first hotspot. I can just click to move this little icon here on screen. And the first piece of vocabulary I want to demonstrate is this fold here. So I've set the point where I want, and then when someone clicks on this point, I'm going to have some content pop up. The first thing I'd like to pop up is some text, and this is going to be a fold. So I'll just type in fold, and I'm going to add a second item, which will be some audio. And I can add a source file and upload a source file. From that same folder, you should find a little MP3 file which says fold audio. That's simply me saying fold. And we'll see how that works shortly. And I'm fine with those two pieces of content for that one hotspot. I'm now ready to add my next hotspot. So I'll click to put my little icon beside this crease here. And that's the piece of vocabulary we're going to teach next. So I'll have some text and I'll write crease. And next I'll add an audio content. And we'll upload this, and I'll just look for crease audio and open this. And then I'll add a third hotspot, and this is just going to be the word paper. So we'll go text, paper, we'll add a second item, and just like before, we're going to choose an audio content type. And we'll upload the little MP3 file I created of paper. So if you were doing this yourself, depending on what your activity is, you'll probably have to create some resources like a composite image, some audio files saying the key vocabulary, and then you'll be able to author that content type within the ENACT app. So moving on, we now get to the main part of the activity, and we're asked here, create instructions demonstrating how to do the activity. Choose interactive video if you have one video for the whole activity, or course presentation for visual instructions, and short video clips. I'm going to choose an interactive video. And again, this is a video I've created which demonstrates how to make this origami boat, and I've uploaded that to YouTube. So I'm simply going to go to YouTube, locate my video, copy the URL, and then paste it into the link here on the app. Insert that, and I'm ready to add interactions. Now, the instructions here, we're currently at part 4, which is the main task. This gives you a good explanation of what to do, but I essentially want to create a series of points where we'll tell users what's happening. So I can play the video, and I can pause it when I want things to pop up on screen. So now this might be a good point to add my first type. I'll go for a text content type, and I'll add the label step 1, and the accompanying text will be fold the paper in half lengthways. And I'll add my second piece of text here. The label can be step 2, and the accompanying text can be fold down from the top. And I can keep going like this, adding these different steps into the video process until I've explained how to do the activity in full. Let's move on, because hopefully you'll have the idea now, and we'll move on to the last thing that we're asked to do when authoring this activity, and this is to test how much users have learned about the activity. If we have a look at the drop down menu, we'll see we have a few different choices of content we can use to do this test of knowledge. In this case, looking at the instructions, at stage 5, we're advised to do an image sequencing. And we have resources created for this. So we simply add the images from our folder. In this case, we have to go back up a level and locate the post-task folder. And I can add these images. Each image corresponds to a different stage in the process. So image 1 is the first stage, image 2 is the second stage, and so on. So I'm just going to add these one at a time. Image 2, I'll add image 2. I'll add image 3. And I can press the blue button to add more images as necessary until I've used up all the images that I have available. Let's fast forward here. Okay, that's all the images added. The last thing for us to do is to press the publish button, and then our activity should go live. we'll be redirected to the activity and we'll see how it works. When we press play on this video, we should see our little pop-up label on screen. So let's give that a go and see if it works. And there we go, we see it on screen, that little label we created. Clicking on these pop-up hotspots, we can see the word, and I don't know if you'll be able to hear that, but I can hear the audio there coming out, so that's working well. When we play this video, we can see these little dots which correspond to the content that we've added on top of the video for demonstrating the main activity. Let's have a look at one. There we go, step one, and now if we click on it, we can see the text that we added. And finally, here's the test to see if we understand the process of creating an origami boat. We're instructed here to drag and arrange the images into the correct sequence. We can drag them around, and when we're done, we would press the check button. So that all appears to be working correctly. People are now able to leave comments, and our activity will appear in the content section on the left-hand menu. If you want to go and edit your activity, you should be able to using the Edit tab at the top of the activity. Now, that's a very quick demonstration. I've only shown you a few options. Of course, when we were creating the content, there were other options we could have chosen from the drop-down menus. You'll have to investigate them on your own, but hopefully you've got an idea of how you can go about creating an ENACT activity. You should probably pause the video and try creating one yourself using the origami boat resources, and then experiment with the other content types available, and think about your activities that are meaningful to you and how you might author content for them. I hope you found this video demonstration useful, and I hope you enjoy your time with the ENACT app.